welcome to part 2 of the Game Club for this week, episode 11. And the topic of the week, we're going to get to in a moment, but I wanted to jump into one piece of news because it's just breaking this morning. Rockstar has dropped possibly a hint of a soon coming of announcement for Red Dead 3. Whatever.
Oh!
Yes, this is in fact true. With us this morning, a special guest, Zig. Zig, tell us about your Twitch.
Oh man, my Twitch.
Wow, that's kind of sensitive stuff, man.
Yeah,
Why are you
well,
bringing it up like that? Jeez.
Well, I do stream from time to time. Mainly, I stream World of Warcraft and League of Legends.
Nobody watches that.
Nobody watches. No, actually, World of Warcraft just dropped.
Wow, that's pretty lame.
The Twitch link.
The Twitch link. It's twitch.tv/ZiggyMyDude.
Is it spelled that way, or is it all crazy spelled like the young
No,
people
it's
do?
literally just Ziggy My Dude.
Is it 2 G's in Ziggy?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so Rockstar, this week, they dropped on their Twitter account a pic of their branding their symbol, but over the Red Dead, like iconic Red Dead red background, essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of suggesting, kind of hinting that something's on its way. There's an announcement on the way about possibly Red Dead 3. So everybody is all crazy about this because I want Red Dead 3 bad.
It's been so long.
Who else here can't wait any longer for Red Dead?
I can't wait.
Dude.
That map looks huge.
Yeah, I love Red
Insanely
Dead.
massive.
Yeah. And I just it's the best Western game we've ever had. Red Dead Redemption. That was the best Western video game.
Hands down.
Yeah, so good.
Best Western video game?
Yeah, best Western. You
Best
go to
Western.
cheap motels.
Best
It's
one.
the crown symbol. Okay. So, the topic of this week is, was it worth it? And each of us has come ready to talk about a game that had a lot of hype, a lot of expectation, maybe had to pay money for. And the question is, was it worth it? And we'll start, let's see. Let's start with Josh over here. Josh, what's your was it worth it?
What's that? Say again? Was it worth it? The game that I paid a lot of money for and ended up being disappointed by. Is that what we're talking about? Or
Game of life.
thought that was
Well,
what I really enjoyed?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's up to you if it was worth it
Do
or
I
not.
want to go positive or negative? Is that what you're asking me? Okay, I've got a million negatives. So I'd like to try and find one positive. I'm not prepared for the positive yet, so come back to me. You start us off. You come back to me.
Oh, no, we had a
I
game
got
that you were
one
going to
ready
talk
to go.
about.
And okay.
So I'm ready to go.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's hear.
So, my game for the year for this pick is Hitman.
Okay.
Ooh.
The new Hitman that came out this year, which I was really looking forward to. I've been a fan of the series since the beginning, really. All the way back on, what was that, regular Xbox?
I remember playing it on the PC.
Yeah.
Long time
Yeah.
ago.
Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Way before you, Chris.
So one of the interesting things I thought was the pricing scheme they did. And it was $15 to buy the intro pack and episode 1, and you could buy each episode after that for $9.99.
Oh, $9.99. I
Yeah.
thought it was
Is that
$5.
The new $9.99.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that everyone's doing now? Is just
I don't know.
release
It's kind of
Bundling.
one chapter,
Bundling.
and then another
Bundle,
chapter,
bundle,
and another
bundle,
chapter?
bundle.
I mean,
Yeah, but you could just buy the whole game for
Releasing-
$60 like normal.
Essentially,
For-
what they were trying to do is take the episodic model, but
Yeah.
make it for a game that has levels.
Was
as
actually
opposed to a
good.
narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go.
Well, you are the ultimate
Up.
troll today.
Up.
You are a troll,
Up,
Josh.
up. I thought you wanted me to go.
No, he's talking about Hitman.
Oh, okay. I thought he was done.
So anyway, Hitman's worth $60 to me always. The new Hitman game was a definitely return to form for them.
Good.
If you like Hitman, you like the new one.
Good.
So
Okay.
it was worth the
So
wait.
the question is, so you had to wait for a lot of levels because they came out like one every month or two.
Yeah.
Right. And there was quite a bit of hype because of the new pricing structure and the new model. So was it worth it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is
But
why?
see, I was annoyed with the waiting. So what I did was I bought the intro pack in the first level and I played it for a while, and then I just waited and bought the whole thing when it all came out. So
you kind of got your early access preview.
Yeah.
And then you waited for the full game.
But
to
it was
drop.
kind of interesting because only having one level, it forces you to go back and replay it. And you're like, well, I might as well try and get these achievements.
Yeah.
Because I'm not typically an achievement hunter.
Right.
But then I ended up going for more achievements than I
Being
usually
forced
do.
into
And-
achievements.
Yeah, and I
Why
got
is
to see
it-
more of the game than I normally would.
Why is it achievement hunter or trophy whore? I don't get how that works. Why is it so mean for the Sony people?
I don't know. I don't talk to Sony people, so
Unless you
Don't
have
talk
to.
So they're doing a season 2. Will you jump on the season 2 immediately, or are you gonna wait for the whole thing to be out?
I don't know. I might just go ahead and jump on it.
All right.
I like Agent 47. I've always liked his story, and I like the gameplay. It's so different in terms of how it rewards stealth compared to so many other things that are out there these days. And
Yeah. Okay, Josh, you were gonna talk about Uncharted 4.
I am. Yes, is the answer to your question. Was it worth it?
Okay, moving on.
Quite every
Next.
You're such a troll. Every second was absolutely worth this game. Nice end to the quadrilogy. Is that what you call that?
Yeah, it is what you call it.
Really?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that a word?
Quad is 4.
Well, yeah, but
Quintilogy. So
That'd be
no,
5.
the game is fun. I like. Okay, so right,
Okay,
pirate theme, pretty simple to follow. The thing that was most impressive about this game, there's three big things.
that's so beautiful. Oh,
No, I mean
it's so beautiful.
the landscapes. Well, yeah, the landscape's cool. The gameplay is good, but
just like No Man's Sky.
there was just enough newness to make the game not feel like it was a repeat. And so this is my only contention with games like Assassin's Creed, where the gameplay itself of the actual character doesn't ever seem to evolve that much.
Yeah.
But without completely like it seems like with a lot of games, it's either like completely redo it or don't touch it, make it
Right.
minimum. So the sweet spot is kind of left to something to be desired. But this one, right, there's just enough change from like when you're climbing different walls to having to actually integrate a new thing where you have to like jump and try and put this knife that you have into the
Or
into
throw the
rock.
rope.
Yeah.
They did a lot of that.
And so
Or the sliding things.
and so it was just enough movement. There was just enough variance. There was just enough of that to make the game feel new, feel like it was different from Uncharted 3, which was good. Also, the character was like the character development was kind of funny with the addition of the brother.
Well, that both one of my greatest critiques is also one of my biggest accolades for it. It has this wonderful brother relationship that we just find out about in the fourth game.
Yeah.
And it's like you did a great job making their like brotherhood strong and believable.
It would have been cool to see that weave itself through the meta narrative of all 4 games.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to see. Also, just the fun little the Crash Bandicoot that's in the beginning and at the very end. Spoiler alert. And so I just think it's just a cool
Spoiler
Crash
after
Bandicoot
the-
comes in and saves everybody.
Ooh,
That's where I've been.
And so just a fun little twist. And then also pirates.
Pirates.
That's the other.
Everybody loves pirates.
Pirates are rad. I like they do an awesome version being the fictional storyline that kind of to me runs parallel to Assassin's Creed, right? Like there's all this history, there's all this game knowledge to learn about, there's all this backdrop, these backstories that have some semblance in reality, but are kind of blown to. They're not trying to stick to the historical accuracy that Assassin's Creed accomplishes so very well, and I like that, right? They're not trying to compete, but they took a great model, made it their own through all 4 games, and I was truly impressed all the way through.
Okay, so Zig, I feel like you've got one of the biggest ones here, and I want to remind, this isn't about whether we like the game or not, although that's a factor. It's about, is it worth all the wait, worth all the hype, worth worth all the investment and the time? Like, this is like the broadest perspective. Was it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the biggest one ever, which is
Yeah, I'm gonna be throwing out my opinion on World of Warcraft Legion. Legion, which just dropped August 30th. World of Warcraft is redeemed in a sense with this one. They have been known with the past two expansions to have really long setups and kind of that's it. They just set it up and you do this one set of content for literally 2 years.
okay.
And everybody was like hated it. They were at the lowest amount of subs they've ever had.
Like 10 million.
No, they're back up to around 10 million actually,
okay.
Which was just tweeted recently. But they dropped so low that they started not revealing what their sub numbers were, and I think that had a lot to do with it. So, but Legion is out. Legion is awesome. it's a whole new game essentially. You go from kind of trying to wield all these awesome weapons and all this awesome gear and killing everything inside and killing all the big bosses, to now you have one awesome weapon from lore, and you get these zones that you go into that scale with your level. So you go from 100 to 110 in this new expansion, and you can quest and do all that stuff in any zone now, instead of, hey, I have to do this zone at this levels, this zone at this levels. You're able to do it however you want. You'll still get to the max level. A whole lot of beautiful scenery. Definitely a lot of good music. So in my opinion, I think it is definitely worth the investment. It is another big kind of expensive $60 game, $70 if you wanted the collector's version. But I do think that it indeed is worth it, especially with how much time there is to spend in the game. You kind of have to evaluate, at least that's how I evaluate it, is how much time I'm actually spending in this game that I'm dropping so much money on. And I find myself spending a lot of time in the game. So I think absolutely it is worth the investment, because you're going to be spending a lot of time in this game doing a lot of different things, not a lot of the same stuff, which is kind of the big draw.
So mine, my was it worth it was Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I didn't play the first two Deus Ex games. They were more niche PC games. But I did really enjoy Deus Ex Human Revolution. I loved that game. I loved its design aesthetic. There's a few things that are a little bit kind of corny or stilted about it, but overall it was great gameplay, being able to kind of choose the way you approach any problem, whether you want to go through hacking or stealth or pulling out guns and shooting everybody in sight, or any number of other like ways of going about it. It was great being able to just sort of choose the way you go about things. And the story wasn't necessarily left on a cliffhanger. It kind of closed itself, but there was a lot of loose threads, a lot of unanswered questions, and there was an early on hint that there would be a new game eventually, and it took a number of years. I think the Human Revolution came out in 2011, and Mankind Divided just came out this year, 2016, and I just recently beat it. And I really fundamentally like the game. I really like the gameplay. The story is complete nonsense. Like, complete nonsense. And almost so garbled and so jokingly bad that it's you can totally just not pay attention to it and just do whatever the mission goals are, and kind of just focus on playing the game the way you want to play it. And so ultimately, looking back, after waiting for all of these threads to be tied and waiting for almost 5 years for this game to be released, was it worth it? I'm not so sure it was. Even though gameplay wise, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 probably. I love the game and the gameplay mechanics. It just, at the end of the day, when I finished it and I got my ending, I thought, is that it? That's it, I guess. All right, well.
So I enjoyed it all the way through, but
go
still
back
wasn't
to Borderlands
worth it.
2. Yeah.
Go back to
That's weird. I've never heard somebody take that position on anything before.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Moving on. News of the week, stuff that mattered to us. We already talked about Rockstar possibly hinting at an announcement. But there was a leak that's equally important, at least to Chris and I, about Mass Effect Andromeda. According to the description for an art book, in its description, the sales description, it says that it's going to come out the same day as the game. Hint, hint. So the art book comes out March 21st of 2017. That's first quarter 2017, just like the company had promised. So there you go. A possible release date finally for Andromeda. Kind of makes me scared that Andromeda is so close and we've seen so little.
Yeah, I'll believe the release date when it gets here.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, let's assume for a minute it comes out on the 21st. One of two things is happening right now. Either they are very smartly not showing anything because what we're going to finally play is going to be so amazing and mind-blowing and it's going to shock us all, or it's because it's a complete hot mess. And we're all going to play it on the 21st of March
and want our money back on the 22nd.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be the whole Mass Effect gate again, right? There's only 3 colors here, right? So we'll see what happens with that, I guess. Chris, what was the news thing you had found?
So somehow we missed this last month, so I can't say it's new news, but the Assassin's Creed Ezio collection is coming out November 15th.
Ooh.
PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So you get like remastered all of Ezio's story.
Well, that's
And I
good.
think Ezio's the favorite of most people. But it's kind of unfair because we got the most story from Ezio, so it's easy to like him the most.
The most developed story too,
Yeah.
right? I mean, he had a trilogy.
Yeah, he had 3 games of his own.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this. It'd be nice to go run around as Ezio again, and the landscapes were probably the best in 2.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like Venice. And
Yeah, it was.
As
That's
far as
the best one, for
Assassin's
sure.
Creed go, the most fun I ever had was with Black Flag.
yeah.
I loved Black Flag. Yeah. But still, yeah, that sounds great.
So yeah, it'll be
Hurts.
fun to revisit Italy and Rome and Istanbul.
Yeah. I wonder if that means we'll get like a On the Seas collection with Assassin's Creed 3 Black Flag and the one that came out on Xbox 360 and
Assassin's Creed Black Flag was 4.
but Assassin's Creed 3 also had On the Seas.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
things.
Yeah.
And but there's the game after Black Flag. They came out 2 games at once. One of them was Unity, but the other game was only on PS3 and 360.
Oh yeah, so I never got to play that one because
Yeah.
I'd already gotten rid of my 360 by then.
And it was a boat based Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed as well. I can't remember what it was called. I think it had Rogue in the name.
If
Rogue
I
One.
move too far,
Nobody played
yeah,
it.
Right, it'll stab me in the head.
Okay. Also in the news, native PS4 controller support coming to Steam.
Hey, welcome to 2014, guys.
Well, no, but this is the first controller other than a Steam controller to have native support.
Well, it might not be native, but I mean every Steam game I've played supports the Xbox controller. Just
Yeah,
about.
I mean you can use software to make the PS4 controller work on a PC as well. But the idea is that this is actually going to be baked into Steam and therefore be part of Steam. So all of the Steam games will work with it.
So I guess that Steam controller is not really taking off like they had hoped to.
Yeah, that's the real news here, I think, is that the Steam controller is probably getting shut down quietly and that they're going to just switch to using already established controllers.
The controller you already have.
Smart,
Right.
smart on their part.
Yeah. Although I was always curious about the Steam controller. I never used it, but the idea of having 2 trackpads, I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Did anybody in here use it ever?
This is the thing. We're on Steam every week, sometimes every day, and none of us has a Steam
I'm
controller.
still just waiting for them to go back to the N64 controller.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible controller. Move
Until
on.
I can download a Steam controller, and that's why Steam's great, right? I don't have to go anywhere to get it.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next piece of news on this Trash Fire podcast episode. Dishonored VR is being considered by Arcane.
How would that work?
That sounds perfect. First person game?
I know, but it would be a little disorienting.
Oh, I'd
Like, we
love
could
that.
Blink around and stuff.
I would do it. I would totally do it.
You would throw up.
The reason Yeah, but I wouldn't stop playing. I'd just let it fall down my chest.
It really covers your eyes. You're fine.
The question I've been wondering since I saw this story, Chris, is would this talk you into buying VR?
I want VR.
Yeah, but you haven't made the purchase.
Well, I don't have $1,600.
Yeah, but would you
Get
love
it.
Dishonored? Would this be the tipping point?
If I had $1,600, I'd already be tipped.
What do you mean $1,600? You don't need $1,600. It's
You
like
need
$900.
600.
Well, I want the Vive,
Yeah,
which is the more pricey of the two.
it's like $800 or $900.
Yeah, and then I need a better video card to run it.
Insurance.
Are you really? It doesn't work on the video card you have?
No.
Wow,
No.
Yeah,
that's
that's pretty
scary
in-
because your
that's
video
pretty
card's
insane.
really good.
No, it's not that great. It's only 960.
Okay, I mean, but it's
I'll take it.
relative to most gamers. You're ahead, right?
Yeah,
For
I don't
what's
know. I
out
think I'm
there.
falling behind. I was ahead, I think, but
Yeah. I mean, I've seen you run The Witcher 3 on it. It looks great.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd have to go up to like I think a 980. A 970 might support it. You can get 970 for like $200 now.
Well, when you do
So
make
still
that
$1,000.
transition,
Now, they're considering though that to make the your only mobility would be blink in the VR
VR mode?
version.
Ugh, that might be a little much.
That might be too much.
Yeah,
I don't know.
What would
That
be the-
sounds
what
super
would be
exciting.
the value in that?
And playing in VR?
Dishonored
No,
is
no, no.
awesome.
Blinking to move.
No, blink.
Blink is like a teleport for her.
Josh, you need to go away.
No, actually blinking.
Did you
Run,
say Abe
run.
Lincoln?
No, Blinken. Okay, and our last piece of news for this week is the HTC Vive is developing all new controllers for it. And these ones are pretty interesting. There's some pictures they put out on Twitter. It's something that straps to your wrist and then kind of comes over the top and over your the palm of your hand, so that you don't actually have to hold the controller. You can actually have a free hand, or click buttons, or make kind of like gestures with your hand, or basically have full freedom of movement and clicking. It's a pretty good idea. I bet it's going to cost $300 per controller. But still, I mean, Vive, that's the bandwagon Vive is on, right? It's about people who want to purchase the best.
Yeah.
And that's what...
Best that ever was.
You're the best around.
All right.
Is that these things?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking at them, I think.
Right.
You going to throw those up?
Yeah, I'll put them up there since someone gave me a heads up before we started.
I thought I meant to. Or I thought I did.
Yeah.
All
There
right.
they are,
You can just
fair
leave
one.
them up for a little bit while we move on.
Wow, those
anyway.
are weird.
Yeah. All right. So,
So
upcoming
Minority
releases.
Report.
Upcoming releases. I sent you a link for the PC, Chris, so if you want to check that out. But coming out on the 360 and the PS4. First the 360, since Jose isn't here to help us with this. We have Battlefield 1 coming out on everything October 18th. So, and also Batman Return to Arkham and Rock Band Rivals.
Rock Band Rivals.
Rock Band Rivals. I saw somebody. I was at a friend's house and he busted out Guitar Hero 2. And I was like, oh, it's still
It's still
fun.
a thing.
It's still great.
Oh, man.
So I'm thinking I gotta go back. For those of you who
His
like the
house
Dragon
is
Ball
good.
games,
I did.
Budokai.
Xenoverse 2 is about.
Xenoverse was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Just Dance 2017. My daughters will like that.
My mom will like that.
Dark Souls 3, some DLC called Ashes of Ariandel. It's coming out, so look out for that, guys. And more Minecraft story mode. Oh, it's the Complete Adventure one package, so that makes sense. No
Timefall
way,
2. That looks like
dude. Oh yeah,
Titanfall 2
Batman.
is great.
Also, the third episode of the Batman Telltale series is coming out on the 25th. So
We're talking about real games here, guys.
Okay. Oh,
Sorry.
Ooh,
Yeah,
fighting
like
words.
Just Dance.
Fighting words.
Just Dance.
Like Farming
2017.
Simulator.
Yeah, he was not upset.
17.
He was not upset about Rock Band Rivals, but he is upset about us talking about Telltale games.
Farming Simulator 17 coming to PC. Did you play 1 through
Finally.
16?
Some people did.
What do we got? We're on fire today, boys.
Yeah, we're doing great.
It's his first time on a podcast.
Coming
so
to
fair enough.
PC next
okay,
week,
James.
we got Battlefield 1, and that's all that matters.
Battlefield 1, and is there any other game?
Yeah, Civilization 6, we got to mention that since Jose's not here to mention
Yeah, that's true.
it. This game, I don't know what it's about, but it's called Negligee, so probably check that
Negligee.
I don't know what it is, but there it is.
Yeah.
out. Sometimes the title is just enough to catch your attention.
Well,
Negligee.
I think this podcast has been mostly terrible, so let's go ahead and sign us off. You can find our Twitter and
Oh, one more
Twitch.
thing to mention.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Okay, go
One
ahead.
more.
Skyrim Special Edition,
Ooh.
Oh.
October 28th.
There we go. That's a good
Because
one.
Elder Scrolls was not
Yeah.
very good.
What? Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm still playing it once in a while.
Tamriel. Unlimited. No,
Okay.
it's great.
So find all of our information in the description, including where you can find us on Twitch and Facebook and on stop clicking things on my screen.
Horse Racing 2016.
And
Nay, I say nay. Good sir.
oh boy.
Hey!
Hey.
Shut it down, Chris. Shut it down.
Catch
Game
you guys
Club,
next
episode
time.
11. I do this for a living. Talk to nothing.